Hello guys, and welcome back to the extended Pentagon challenge. This is part 29, and we are still with Ulsan Hyundai towards the end of the season. Although not right at the end of the season. You'll find out exactly why in a bit. Anyway, I'll just quickly run you through the fixtures so far. We left you off when I think it was it the cup game? No, it was Jeonbuk, and yeah, that the 2-2 draw, I believe it was. We then played Pohang in the cup semi-final, and Park Hee-young got both goals as we finally dispatched Pohang for the first time this season. For whatever reason, we had quite a lot of problems actually being able to do anything with. Sorry about that. That was some crappy chat thing. Anyway, so we beat Pohang, and we won the game 2-0. So the first time we kind of been able to beat them, advanced us into the final. So a very good performance. Next up, we faced Al Hilal in the AFC Champions League quarter-final. And we got a solitary goal in the game, Sandro getting it after 34 minutes, and the win was ours. But not the greatest performance in the world, considering. Well, the performance wasn't too bad, but the finishing was left a lot to be desired. 1-0 was kind of one of those results where it could go either way, still in the second leg. So we were hoping it would go our way, but yeah, 1-0 was still very much on a knife edge. Jeongnam Dragons in the league next, and a 2-2 draw. Park Hee-young getting both goals for us. Wong Sai-hung and Kim Kyung-ho getting the goals for Jeongnam Dragons, as we played them, I think, for something like the 5th time this season, maybe the 6th time. I can't even remember. Yeah, they managed to get some points off us, rather disappointingly. Second leg of the Champions League quarter-final against Al Hilal, and we were in Riyadh for that. And Park Hee-young played out of his skin, got a hat-trick as we dispatched Al Hilal 3-1. We actually took lead for Park Hee-young, and they responded with Abdullah Jalal. But Park Hee-young then stole the show in the second, towards the end of the first half, as he scored another 2. To basically put us through to the next round, and a very fantastic performance from the boys away from home up against Al Hilal. So good stuff there. Then we had Seoul in the league, and a very good performance, a 3-2 win away. Park Hee-young just can't stop scoring, and Daniel Chinchek helping out. Ryu Soo-chul and Iso Perez getting 2 goals for Seoul. They actually led 2-1 at one point, but we came back stupendously, and this pretty much kind of sewed up the league for us, as we were already so far ahead. That win really did help us out. Ulsan versus Sangju in the next game, and Daniel Chinchak stole the show as we won the game by 2 goals to 0, and we completely dominated. So Sangju kind of fallen away. They were very much in the hunt for the title. They've massively fallen away since the split in the league, and yeah, we dispatched them quite easily as we marched on towards the title. The cup final came up, Korean FA Cup final, and a 2-0 win for us. Loendra Andieta getting us off to the perfect start after 1 minute. Sandro just on the half-hour mark, making it 2-0. That's how it remained. Seongnam really weren't in the game. And we took away another FA Cup, as I found out this was actually the second time we won it in a row. So yeah, a FA Cup and our first piece of silverware in South Korea, as we picked that up. Next up, we had Al Saud in the AFC Champions League, a difficult opponent, knocked us out of the Champions League last season, and we started off perfectly at home with a 3-1 winner. Park Hee-young with 2, Choi Kyung-rock with 1, Furio Salerno did get 1 back. This guy's pretty decent. Don't know what he's doing in Al Saud, but he's certainly got lower quality. He did get one back, but a 3-1 win and put us in pole position for the next round. Although we'd have to be careful, as a 2-0 win for Al Sadd would be enough for them. But generally pretty happy after that result. Gion Book away and a 3-2 win. Sandro, Daniel Chinchat with 2. Radenko Basilia getting 2 back for Gion Book, but it was all too late as we took the points on this day. The second leg of the Champions League was up, and he actually repeated the scoreline on Al Sadd. Again, a fantastic performance. Sandro with 2, Daniel Chinchet with 1. Mubarak Al-Khater did at one point make it 2-1, but they were already well behind, and Hassan Yildirim getting sent off for, I think, dissent. I think he thought he'd scored a goal, but it was disallowed, and I think he was then sent off for dissent. So disappointing for them, for Al Sadd, but we march on to the final. And in the final, we'll be playing Al Ain of the United Arab Emirates. Jeonnam Dragons next, and a 1-0 home win. Hong Chul with the only goal as we defeated Jeonnam. This game, I believe, was enough to win the title. I think we won it either here or against Gion Book. I can't rightly remember. But yeah, we are champions already, as that was enough. Rested players against Suwon, and we ended up losing actually at home 3-1. A pretty poor result actually. Kim Young-kyu and Henrique with 2. Song Jae-yoon pulling one back for us. But yeah, a game we actually did really poorly in. As you can see, rested a lot of players in line just because we have the AFC Cup final or Champions League final coming up. Before I show that, I'll just show you the league. So as you can see, we've ran away with the league this season, 61 points. So absolutely fantastic performance. Another thing to run you through is actually we've actually won more silverware than that. If I show you our history, as you can see, yeah, we've won the K-League, we've won the KFA Cup, but we also won the Asian Games football tournament, and this was actually a under 23s tournament. So basically, it gave me the option where I wanted to take over the South Korean team during this Asian Games tournament. I thought, well, why not? And we won our group. We're beating all 3 sides. I believe it was a 1 or 2-0 win against the Philippines. I think it's a 4 or 5-0 win against Cambodia, and I think a 1 or 2-0 win against Malaysia, as we got through the groups. We then actually picked up probably our most impressive win, actually, for 3-0 win against the current holders Iran in the second round. Then marched on as we beat Japan on penalties after a 2-2 draw, and then beat Thailand 2-0 in the semis to set up a final with China, whom we beat in extra time by 2 goals to 1, and that gave us the Asian Games football tournament for 2023. So that's only the 4th time that South Korea has actually won the trophy. It's naturally kind of played every 5 years, so it's quite an interesting tournament. But yeah, so we ended up with that, and I guess another piece of silverware to show off. But I've now obviously given up the South Korean or under 23s cap management, just because obviously they don't play that often. Anyway, fixtures for South Korea, and we actually can't remember whether last time I showed you the Saudi Arabia results, so I'll show you it again anyway. I'm pretty sure I did. But anyway, the result ended up like that. Oh yeah, I did. I remember talking about Al Harbi quite a bit. Anyway, it ended 2-2. We then actually hosted Qatar in a really disappointing result. Faisal Al Suwaidi getting an early goal. We actually only recovered 9 minutes from time. Ahn Jae-yoon getting a goal back. We dominated the game and ended up with only a point, which was a very disappointing result. Up next, we had a friendly against Ivory Coast, which won 1-0, and that was actually a very good result. Lee Jin-ho with the only goal. Ivory Coast obviously speculated to be a better side than us, so really happy to win that game. And then a really disappointing result, 0-0 draw against Lebanon. Choi Jae-young, one of the Ulsan players actually that's in the team, got sent off after 6 minutes, as we couldn't break down the door, and 0-0. They're really at the moment looking quite bad. in terms of qualification. We're sitting in third, and we probably need we need to beat Lebanon. We'll probably need to beat Saudi Arabia at home, and I hope we can get something against Qatar away. So yeah, not looking good. We probably can't afford many more slip-ups if we want to progress in the FIFA World Cup. And it looks like again, it's like there's something against me that people don't want me to play in the World Cup or something. Let's quickly cover the player performances. I think it's quite clear that Sandro's been on riveting form. Actually, he's come into the league and scored almost a goal a game. Bit of a shame we didn't have him all the way through this season. Parky Young again, just absolutely brilliant season, repaying that £7 million fee that he cost. Certainly, probably will probably already be repaid that just in the goals he's been able to find so far. King Rock obviously doing well. Hong Chul, Daniel Chinchek, he's got 18 in 35 or 15 in the league. Not a bad return for this guy. Not sure whether he'll get a contract for next season. He's obviously got one year left already on his contract, but I think that might be the end of his career with us really after this season, or maybe not after next season. As I think his stats are going down a little bit downhill, so we might look elsewhere. Who else? Brantamo obviously doing very well. This guy, Song Jae-yoon, actually has done very well for a 19-year-old striker with not great stats. He's actually performed very, very well in terms of the statistical side. So yeah, guys, that's all the stuff I would normally show you. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to cover. Obviously, we've got some players. I was just looking the other day. Actually, we've got some players away at Police Career, which is basically the military service. So I think this guy Ryu Seung Woo is a Ulsan player. He's a striker actually, and I think we could do with him back whenever he does decide to come back. So this is one of those things where pretty much we don't obviously in South Korea there is military service. You can lose your players for up to I think 2 years. So it's not ideal. As you can see, that the police team actually did very well this season. So next season will be Busan and Incheon, as obviously the military side cannot be promoted from that division. So yeah, guys, I mean, we're about to face our first AFC Cup final, and it's a bit of AFC Champions League final rather, and it's a bit of an amazing thing. We basically have not been to a Champions League final yet in all our tenure. Melgar was the closest we got. I think we got to a quarter final of the Copa Libertadores. So the first actual Champions League final, one of the corners of the Pentagon. Can we actually finish this now? I will be staying with Ulsan regardless of the result, simply because I think we could. I think it's going to help our reputation to stay here for a few seasons. I think the game does treat a manager who constantly moves about just without reason, and probably penalise them a little bit. So I think we'll say at least a couple of seasons, if not 3 seasons, at Ulsan, hopefully win a few more trophies, and potentially become a bit of a legend here at the club. But that's going to be the team to face. Need an MC. This guy's completely pointless. You're joining Shangju. I don't need a winger, so let's bring on. I need a centre mid. Let's do that. And so yeah, I mean, who's the favourites? I wonder. I mean, I know they have a decent side. We're favourites. In fact, we're big favourites for it. So I'm going to stay on standard to see if we can just dominate the game and hopefully win it. So we're favourites, so we should win it. Although that's not necessarily saying much. So let's go to the match. I need to pause this quickly. I always do this. It's really annoying, guys, I know. But I always seem to just pass. That's about right. Let's go pitch. So no highlights yet, and the Champions League final is underway. Ulsan in white, Al Ain in purple, I believe purple stripes, and they're got to kick out here. So Spinelli wins the ball, but Hongchul will win that back, and Sandro picks up. Ginchek running with the ball, looking for his man, finds Park Hee-young. Park Hee-young hits the bar, and that was very, very close to the first goal there for Ulsan. He just the ball kind of came across him, and he struck it across the keeper, but could not find the net. Al Ain now, Shrivand into the box, and Ginchek gets that away. Mohammed across to Shrivand. Al Shehi almost got on that, but Chai Young will get it away, and that's a poor one from Park Hee-young, trying to get the ball back, but Spinelli picks up Abdullah Ahmed. Ahmed loses out. Park Hee-young, chance to stretch his legs, gets the ball up to Andretta, the Italian, with the ball to Brantemo. Park Hee-young to cross, and Ginchek hits the bar. Oh, and I don't even know who that was who had the opportunity to put the ball in the back of the net after it came off the bar, but he couldn't do it. It's blocked basically in the box, and still 0-0. And Ulsan threatening here, but as yet have not been able to pull this off. And remember, Ulsan are at home for this game. It's a bit of a strange way the Champions League works, but we, for whatever reason, we are at home to this. And so far, it's we haven't found a breakthrough, and that's the disappointing part. It'd be good to, obviously, we've come a long way in this tournament, and I feel we should be ahead. And at the moment we're not. So but Chai Hin-ho, Ginchek, Sandro out wide to Hongchul, but that's a very poor pass from Sandro. Needs to calm down a little bit here. Brantemo to Andretta. Chai Hin-ho, Hoon on the ball. Andretta, dangerous position. Ginchek, Hoon puts in Sandro, but it's a good save from the keeper. Al Ain back here. And Chul. And it's back again. But then again, poor pass there. Need to find his man. And Al Mansuri can take this away as the highlight ends. And 16 shots to none. I mean, it's been an absolute massacre, this game, but we haven't found the net. And there's a saying: if you don't score, you normally suffer. And it could be that way here. 66th minute. Al Ain yet to have a shot on goal, or even a shot in anger. It's unbelievable. Jang Ding-won, Brantemo out wide, puts it up to Andretta. Vance Cho In Ho. Spinelli heads back, and Shirvan can take this forward. Shirvan, Spinelli. Shirvan to Saleh. Shirvan to Saleh. Loses out there, and Ginchek's on it, and a good shot, but a great save there from the Al Ain keeper. A mistake at the back, almost let in Ginchek, and he's normally lethal, but couldn't put that one in the back of the net. 75 minutes gone. It's probably been one of the most dominant displays of the season, but no goals yet, and I don't know whether to bring off. Let's bring off Sandro, and let's bring on. Let's not. In fact, let's not make any more changes. Let's leave it as is. 0-0 so far. Ulsan will be wondering how they're not in the lead after this performance. 24 shots to none. 0-0, and it looks like it's going to extra time. It looks like it's going to extra time, and it is 90 minutes over. Well, I don't know what to say. We just somehow have not found the back of the net, and we need to. Had we scored, basically we would have won the game, because Al Ain have created absolutely nothing all game. Not a chance, not a shot on target, nothing all game, and we're still not. We've only had 2 corners, so. Ginchek, almost losing out there, but brings it back. Hoon's had a good game. Ginchek forward to Yoon. It could be Young. Somehow the keeper saves. Young had almost, he could have put it either side of the keeper, struck it to his left. Keeper stuck out his foot and managed to save, and it remains still 0-0 here. And Ulsan will be starting to get a bit tense. They've absolutely dominated this game and they've not broken through. Al Ain have somehow weathered this storm, and Young and Jinjek and Batu Andretta. Oh my goodness me! Abdullah Rahman saves again. As somehow Al Ain remain in this game, and the shot there from Chine Ho not gonna get anything. 28 shots to none. I don't think I've ever seen a more one-sided final in all my life, and yet it remains 0-0 here. And the second half is about to start, and I think a few changes need to be made, probably in both sides. Let's look at what's the penalty rating for Churn Parky Young. Not brilliant actually. He's pretty crap at penalties, so I don't think he'd be missed penalties. So let's bring him off. He's had a crap game. What about you? Penalties? Yeah, he's a decent penalty taker. Not great at penalty taker. He's decent at penalties. Let's bring off Hoon, who's had a good game, but I think it's time to bring him off, and that's going to be the changes. So 0-0 it remains. 15 minutes away from penalties in a game which Ulsan will wonder how on earth they have not scored, and you'd have to make Al Ain favourites now going into a penalty shootout. Oh, a corner. Baik Sung Min. Chine Ho shoots. Oh, Abdullah Rahman saves, and this is a fantastic performance from the keeper. He really has had to be on top form, and he has been. And it looks like it's going to be going to penalties. 2 added minutes, it will be going to penalties, and I just cannot believe we have not made a breakthrough in that game. That's look, guys, look at the stats. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. We'll put Lorenzo Andretta second. He'll take the third. Brantemo, and then Chine Ho. Young, yeah, Stein Young. We've got a good composure. Anyway, if it goes beyond that, then I think we're done. Anyway, penalty, Jinjek from the spot. Oh, and he's missed. And I think we could see something like this happening, as somehow, I can't believe it, 30 shots to none. Spinelli, keeper trying to put him off, and he puts it in the back of the net. Advantage Al Ain, and if they win this, it'll be probably one of the most undeserved Champions League win ever. Andrita shoots and scores as Ulsan respond. Keeper now needs to make a save. Minka will take the next one for Al Ain, and he scores. Very well hit to the keeper's right hand side there. Baik Sung Min, brought on probably for a penalty, comes on and puts it in the back of the net. A nice penalty as Baik Sung Min scores. Ibrahim for Al Ain. Can he keep Al Ain in front? And he does. Nice cool penalty there. Just puts it to the into the corner, and Al Ain are now 3-2 up in this penalty shootout. Brantemo shoots and scores, top corner. Brilliant finish as the Swede makes it 3-3 again. Jego thinks Ulsan will need a save pretty soon. Jego with the penalty, and it's saved. Oh, brilliant save from Jang Dong-won, and Al Ain have been denied, and now it's Chine Ho, and I think he was meant to take the 5th penalty, but he's taken the 4th, and he puts it in the back of the net, and the pressure will be on Al Ain now. And so the 5th penalty to keep them in it. Salah must score, and he has. Very, very good composure. 4-4 in this shootout as Al Ain somehow have remained in this game. Song Jae-yoon with the penalty, puts it in through the centre. Keeper dived out of the way. It's a good penalty in sudden death. Al Ain in the same position. Mohammed must score to win, or to rather to keep them in it. And he does. Good penalty. Nice composure. Slightly into the corner. Nice. And it's Choi Jae-young up next for Ulsan. He steps up. He puts it in the corner. A lovely penalty. And it's 6-5 to Ulsan. Al-Ain needing to respond again. Ali looks like the man chosen to try and keep Ali in this. He shoots, and a lovely penalty again. Some of these penalties have been fantastic. 6-all in the shootout. And it's Yang Dong-jun steps up for Ulsan. Oh, somehow got that in. Don't know what the keeper was doing there. Ended up being a goal, but Al-Shari now for Al-Ain. Oh, top corner. What a finish. That is just quality penalty taking. For some of these guys, it's phenomenal considering where the penalty they're taking. Lee Woo-young steps up and puts it in the nets. Ulsan now going a lot down the middle. Keeper diving to his sides, but it's not really helping out. And Shivand again under pressure, but can he put this in the back of the net? Oh, just about. One had it in his hands, but could not stop it. And Hong Chul now, the last outfield player. Can he score? Somehow the keeper should have stopped that. It was right at him, and it's 9-8 in this penalty shootout. This has got to be one of the most bizarre games I've ever seen. Abdul Rahman stands up to take, scores. The keeper puts it in the back of the net as he keeps Al-Ain in it, and it's going to be Jang Dong-won next. Can he put this in the back of the net? Jang Dong-won shots. Oh, what a penalty! Well done, son. It's 10-9 on penalties, unbelievably. Spinelli back up to take a penalty. And he puts that in the back of the net. It's 10-all. And Al-Ain somehow remaining in this. Chinchek, the only man to have missed for Ulsan so far. And he puts it down the middle, and it wasn't the greatest penalty, but he scores this time as it remains now 11-10. Minkar must score, and does. 11-all. And this is getting a bit crazy, really. 11 penalties all. Andrietta steps up, the Italian. Can he put it in? And he has. Lovely penalty as the number 8 steps away with having put the pressure back onto Al-Ain and onto Ibrahim. Ibrahim has to score, and does. And a nice penalty, actually, into the top left corner. To make it 12-all. And Baek Seung-min came on for penalties. Didn't think he'd have to take 2 though, but he puts it in the same corner he put it in last time. And it's 13-12 to Ulsan in this penalty shootout. Jego, who I find from memory served, did he miss the? Was he the guy who missed? And he misses again. And Ulsan have won the Champions League. It's in the most bizarre game probably that you could go back and probably go through all the games that have been in the Asian Champions League, and there's probably never been a game this bizarre. A game Ulsan dominated, but ultimately they have come through deservedly as the champions on the penalty shootouts. And in the end, it was 13 penalties to 12, a most ridiculous match. But the boys have done it, and Ulsan are champions of Asia. And let's just have a look at some of these victorious Ulsan celebrate a famous treble. Salazar brings glory to Ulsan. Yeah, brilliant. Delighted. Very happy. Wonder maker, yeah. Yeah, but payout 325k, 909k paid. Let's just go to the Hall of Fame, see what that's done to us. 487 points, as you can see, and AFC Champions League. So, guys, one corner of the Pentagon down. I just want to go and see also the profile. We're still continental. 85%. And information, still nothing in there, but achievements. And as you can see, an AFC Champions League win. So guys, we've now completed one of the corners of the Pentagon. I will be remaining with Ulsan for the very near future. I think it's probably a good idea to stay for a couple of seasons at least, and potentially, drive up that reputation, which will obviously allow us to potentially get some of the best jobs in the other continents and the other countries. Career is officially finished. Although, as I said, we will be remaining for a little bit longer. But yeah, a fantastic achievement in winning the Champions League. As you can see, we've got a few more games to play, but they're basically league games, and the league's already over. So, and just to show you here, as you can see, Ulsan have won the Champions League. As you can see, that they won it a year in about 3 years ago as well. And so, bringing a bit of joy back to Korean football with Ulsan. So yeah, thanks for joining me. That was episode 29. Up next, I've got some important qualifiers against Saudi Arabia and Qatar with Korea, and I've then obviously got the end of the season. I'll probably obviously cover those games off, and I'll join you again when we're about halfway through the next season. So I can show you obviously the transfers that have occurred and how we've got off. Or rather how the start to the season has gone. So hope you've enjoyed, and catch me in the next episode, which will be episode 30.